Well, this is our first attempt at an oral history with Anna Wiley. I'm talking to my mom, Anna Wiley. Um, so we're going to, go back to what we were talking about earlier, right? You when you were living in where was the house?
It was 1442 North New Jersey Street, in a neighborhood that was not too far from downtown, but it wasn't in the city.
Oh, so it was not in Irvington either. It was not in Irvington.
No, this is not Irvington. I don't remember if the neighborhood had a name. We would just say we lived at 16th and Central was probably the most well-known corners.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time here because we're running out of memory, so
Not.
The camera is running out of memory. So
Oh,
you mentioned the people who lived nearby, like
in my neighborhood, where I was growing up, I was born in 1934, and of course I didn't move to 1442 North New Jersey until I was at least 3 years old.
oh,
And I remember being there in the house all day with my mother, who did not work except in the house. And she would, I might sit on the floor and look at picture books. And she would work around me doing her cleaning, sometimes even things like cleaning the wallpaper during spring cleaning time.
how do you clean wallpaper?
You buy a kind of paste thing that looks a bit like Play-Doh,
Oh,
except it has more oil in it. And you make rolls of it, and you
it
put
just
it
picks
over
up
the
the dirt.
wallpaper, and it takes the dirt off.
And then what do? You
It
put
was-
that in the trash?
Yes, yes.
Now this was before your brother or sister were born.
Right. Right. My brother was born there, but not until 1938.
Right. Okay.
Which was, I guess, beginning to be the end of the Depression.
Right.
My father worked at a neighborhood garage selling gasoline and as a mechanic because he was interested in automobiles.
So he serviced people's cars. He did the repairs.
He did. And when I got to be in school in the 1940, the Second World War had not started quite yet, but we heard a lot about it, or
So
about the possibility.
So that was taken seriously. The possibility of America getting in the war was taken seriously.
Yes, and of course, the first thing we heard that we knew that had happened was at Pearl Harbor.
Right.
So that became a topic of conversation a lot on the news, in the family.
In
And
the family.
ultimately, two of my uncles were actually drafted. And I think one of them, he enlisted.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one was later drafted, but never left the United States because he had a couple of children, and they tried not to separate